The first spacesuit that I had to do for the 10th Doctor was the orange one with the yellow helmet. That's the one that we used in Satan Pit. When we talked about spacesuits, Russell didn't want your Apollo white spacesuit, and he wanted something that was a bit more futuristic than that, and something that you could maybe go outside in that didn't look as heavy duty as that or have packs on your back. And I did a bit of research into spacesuits and actually decided that we quite liked the look of the orange spacesuit that you see often more for not going outside in, but that you can use for other types of space work. In fact, it was actually made for me in America originally, and then we adapted it. The helmet was actually made by the art department, and there was a lot of tubing and bits going on that they custom made. The biggest problem for us was the collar on the spacesuit. It had to look like the whole thing was airtight and sealed in, and the collars were actually made by the art department, and then we sort of had to fix everything together with the helmet to make it sort of work, and they are quite heavy and they do sort of move around a bit. We also had a lot of webbing that we used of straps that we actually made up. The boots that the 10th Doctor's wearing are actually snowboarding boots, and they're actually quite heavy duty and fiberglass, and actually are at a really strange angle, so not the greatest thing to be wearing, but we wanted something that looked like he was grounded, so that you felt that he was, when he was outside, that he was rooted to the ground. We changed quite a lot of the space, so I mean, pockets stayed the same, but we did reinforce everything, and we sort of knew the size that our 10th Doctor was, and we ordered, I think, a large or extra large for him because it was all done on height. I also had some women that were going to be wearing them, but I didn't even know who the women were going to be at the time, so we kind of ordered various suits in various sizes, and then just had to basically chop everything around when we got them and mess around with bits of webbing straps to make a shape and make it our own. We were adding our own boots, our own gloves, our own helmets, and the first suit had a logo on it which was for the Sanctuary base. That spacesuit comes from that spaceship. So then we did 42, and because it's a different space station and a different planet, we wanted there to be a different spacesuit, because in Satan Pit, the Doctor takes the orange spacesuit from the spaceship. So obviously the same with 42, the spacesuit has come from the ship. Now, Russell decided it would be a different colour and decided we should do it red, so we made the spacesuit red. We followed a similar pattern, and the helmet was different and the collar was completely different for this. But actually, when we filmed it and when you see the final thing, because there was so much red light on the red spacesuit, it sort of looked orangey, really, I think. So I think a lot of people didn't realise that the spacesuits were actually different. They should have known, because of course there was a different badge on it, because the Satan Pit has a Sanctuary base badge. But it is actually, it's not like we took the badge off and, you know, put something else on. It is actually a completely different spacesuit.